nikiweka tu Biblia Tuesday chini, mimi na wao.
Mimi mwenyewe nimekula chakula ya GMO. Mimi nimemea matiti. Enough is enough.
Allah! Allah! Allah!
If you criticize us for not doing better, at least say we did well. But the briefcases that used to be there a long time were not there. So we asked President Kibaki what happened to the briefcases. And he said, Moi left with all the briefcases.
We will make sure that security personnel is a well-paying job. We are going to increase 5 times the number of vehicles available for our security personnel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to invest in technology to manage our security concerns. We are going to make it possible for young people as individuals or in groups to access interest-free credit that they don't have to get security to acquire. Jana wengi hawana njia ya kufanya biashara kwa sababu hawana uwezo wa kupata mkopo kwa bank, kwa sababu hawawezi kulipa interest ya 20%, hawana title deed ya kupeleka kama security, hawana logbook ya kupeleka kama security, lakini wako na uwezo wa kufanya biashara. Tunasema kama Jubilee Coalition, masafara na mahasla watapata nafasi ya kupata mkopo katika Kenya mpya. We have put it on record as Jubilee Coalition that we are going to invest in 5 international modern stadia in our country in the next 5 years. A Jubilee government will set up an institute of technology in every ward in this country. We are moving from an era of using oxens and jembes to tractors and harvesters and planters and harrows. That women will no longer use jembes to till their land. Government will import between 7,000 and 10,000 tractors into the country so that we can be able to mechanize 2.5 million acres that is currently uncultivated, to expand our food production and make sure that the 5 million Kenyans who suffer hunger and starvation, hunger and starvation becomes a thing of the past. The government will put under irrigation in 5 years another 1 million acres of what is currently land that is unused. Comprehensive livestock insurance scheme is going to be put in place by the Jubilee government. There is a time to talk and there is a time to act. And let me tell every hustler and every sufferer, we want to build a Kenya where nobody is going to ask you who the name of your father is or where you come from.
Unajua kuna tofauti kubwa sana kati ya mtu mchoyo na mwenye hana. Mimi ni mtu nimeenda Sunday school, nikafundishwa kwa Sunday school, wewe ukitoa utabarikiwa.
Tutahakikisha ya kwamba wakulima wako na mbegu, wako na mbolea, tutapanua irrigation, tutahakikisha ya kwamba tunafanya mechanization ili kilimo katika Kenya ipanuliwe, tuzalishe chakula ya kutosha, tuondoe aibu ya njaa, watu Korogosho, Kibera na Mathare wasilale njaa tena. Vijana wengi hawana kazi, hawana njia ya kupata mkopo. Tunawaambia vijana Nairobi na Kenya, serikali ya Jubilee tutaweka hazina maalum, kwa sababu tunajua vijana wengi na kina mama wakienda kwa bank kutafuta mkopo, wanaulizwa security, wanaulizwa logbook ya gari, wanaulizwa title deed ya shamba. Vijana wengi na kina mama mashinani hawana title deed ya shamba. Weka hazina maalum kama CDF kupatia vijana na kina mama pesa ya kufanya biashara mashinani bila ya kulipishwa interest, bila ya kuulizwa lete logbook, bila ya kuulizwa lete title deed, ili tuweze kuzalisha uchumi mashinani, tuondoe umaskini kwa kweli.
We're going to make fertilizer even cheaper. From 1,800, we're now going to take it down to 1,200. For the first time, we have 57 mega dams. We are building what has not been built in 30 years.
To ask young people across the country, you do not have to be a graduate. You just have to know how to use a smartphone. That's all you need. Form 4 leavers, people who have gone to diploma colleges, and of course graduates, can be part of this transformational journey. In the next 6 months, we shall expand those training centers to 1,160, which means there will be a training center in every ward, 4 training centers in every constituency, where you do not have to travel to Kenyatta University anymore. You can walk from your home to the training center and the innovation hub, and you can do the training and begin to work from the innovation hubs, because they will be supplied with free internet and devices to help young people do the job. Rollout for the building of the 1,160 innovation hubs around the country is ongoing. In the next 6 months, they will be available. We're going to make fertilizer even cheaper. From 1,800, we're now going to take it down to 1,200. First time in the history of Kenya, TED, and Kenyans should listen. For the first time, we have 57 mega dams. We are building what has not been built in 30 years. With Galana Dam, with Lowat in Turkana, with Radat in Baringo, with Mzima in the coast, with Mwache. These are all the programs. Eugene Wamalwa seated here will tell you. We have a 400 billion shilling program initiated by the President. Every young person listening to us this evening who will graduate next year either from a TTI or from a university, and we are talking about 100,000 of them, from next year they will know that they are guaranteed by the Kenya government that on completion, as they leave college, they are entitled to a 1-year internship program paid for by the government of Kenya. They will have money in their bank. They do that every month. The government will be paying them between 12 and 15,000 shillings every month for every graduate who will be getting out of college. To answer to the stadium, as we talk today, I know many people, I have heard many people discuss about, okay, you made promises, you haven't kept some of them. Let me say the first. We talk today, in 6 months' time, the stadium in Wote will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Chuka will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Moyale will be complete. In 6 months' time, the stadium in Kamarin in West Pokot, which is historic, will be complete. In a couple of months, the stadium in Eldoret will be complete. In Nyeri, the president gave the title. There was a challenge of title. Now we have a title, and now the program has been rolled out. In Kiambu, in another 3-4 months, the stadium will be complete. We have challenges. We have a small challenge in Mombasa because the county government has issues of ownership of the land, although all the contracts and everything has been signed for, including the tartan for the stadium, is in place. We have a small challenge again in Kisumu because the county government has not relocated the dumping site, which is next to the stadium, and international requirements dictate that you cannot have a dumping site side by side with a stadium. As soon as that is relocated, that process will be complete. So instead of 5 stadiums, we actually went for 9, just to make it good and to make it better, and 1,000 of them. If it was a scorecard, we've delivered on 85%. And 85% by all indications is an A, my friend.
Consumer. Therefore, the challenge of cost of living is not too scientific. The challenge of cost of living is increasing agricultural productivity, period. It's time that we move into the digital space. What we will do with the internet and the digital highway is, in the next 5 years, we will extend the fiber by 100,000 kilometers. Let me repeat. We are going to extend it on the electricity grid backbone that already exists. Every home, every shopping center, every school, every dispensary, every hospital that is connected to the grid will be connected to the internet. Commitment as Kenya Kwanza is that we are going to develop a turnaround strategy for Kenya Airways within 2 years. Our sugar industry, and I was in Mumias the other day, has suffered the brand of underinvestment. We have committed as Kenya Kwanza that aside from writing off all the debts that are owed by government, we are also going to negotiate all the other debts owed to banks and other individuals with a view of paying them off so that we can make the factories in Mumias, in Zoya, and all the other government-owned factories free of debt. And then we can then inject new capital and ensure that we have modern facilities that will be able to deliver to our sugarcane farmers the same way the private mills are doing. It is, and we have committed to the people of Kenya that we will have a universal health insurance that will make sure that every Kenyan will go to hospital and they will walk away without paying a penny after they get treatment. As a matter of urgency, and within our first 3 months, we will procure and put in place a state-of-the-art health integrated information management system that will make it possible for health records of every Kenyan to be portable so that you don't have to write. We will complete the transfer of all functions constitutionally earmarked as devolved functions to counties within 3 months. Kenyans are rightfully skeptical of lofty promises and seemingly well-crafted plans that never get implemented.
I want to tell you, the great people of Kenya. I want to tell you, the people of Nairobi. They said this was a constitutional moment. We told them no. This is an economic moment. They told us it is about changing the constitution. We told them no. It is about changing the economy. They told us it is about sharing positions. We told them no. It is about creating jobs
for the young people of our nation. They told us it is about sharing power amongst those in power and those who can access power. We told them, no, it is about the empowerment of Mama Mboga, the empowerment of the boda gentleman, the empowerment of the hustlers, the empowerment of the ordinary citizen. It is not about sharing power. They told us it is about leaders. We told them it's about the people. And that is why I stand on this podium today to tell the people of Kenya they should not be afraid. There is a God in heaven who is going to make sure Tuesday the will of God is going to happen. That we will prevail over the deep state. The deep state will not stop us. The system will not stop us. The powerful will not stop us. This is going to be the culmination that the people of Kenya are supreme. It is the people who hire and fire governments. We are committing that we are going to bring down the cost of living. Many Kenyans are living below the poverty line. We have the plan to grow more food. We have the plan on subsidized fertilizer. We have the plan on subsidized seeds. We have the plan on irrigation. And that is the Kenya Kwanza plan. I want to tell the young people of our country, you will not trek the streets again. You will not wander in our markets again. We have a Marshall Plan on youth employment. We will deploy every year 200 billion Kenya shillings so that we can raise our textile industry, our leather industry, our wood industry, in agro-processing, in value addition, in manufacturing, in housing, so that we can create opportunities, we can create jobs for millions of young people today who are out of school, out of college, yet they have degrees and diplomas and certificates, yet they are meaningless because they have no opportunities in a country they call home. Baliana ya kwamba tutakuwa na Hustler Fund ambayo itamuwezesha kila Mkenya, mama mboga akiweko, mtu wa saluni akiweko, jamaa wa bodaboda akiweko, katika ile mpango yetu, ili unaweza kupata pesa ya kuinua biashara yako. Hamutasumbuliwa tena na mashailo, hamutahangaishwa tena na fuliza. Mutakuwa na pesa ya serikali ya kuinua biashara zenu, pesa ambayo haitakuwa na riba, pesa ambayo hautaitishwa security. Pia tunawaambia hamutauza mali yenu tena kwenda kulipa gharama ya hospitali. Tumekubaliana tutakuwa na bima ya afya ambayo itajumuisha Wakenya wote, na kila Mkenya ataweza kwenda hospitali atibiwe na aende nyumbani bila ya kuulizwa pesa yoyote, kwa sababu gharama ya hospitali italipwa na bima ya afya ambayo itasimamiwa na serikali ya Kenya na kujumuisha Wakenya wote katika taifa letu la Kenya. We are the only team that has a plan on fighting corruption. We are the only team that can dare fight state capture. We have a plan on how to fight corruption. We have a plan on how to build the institutions that will deal with corruption firmly, decisively, and with finality. And to promise you that your trust in me and in the Kenya Kwanza team, we will not let you down. We will make sure that our commitments, which we have signed in our charters, will be fulfilled one by one. Hold us to account. Hold the charters. We will hold the charters as a performance contract and evaluate our performance 5 years from today.
For example, we collect 52% of all collectible VAT. Just by automation and computerization, we can actually raise 95% of all collectible VAT. That would give us an extra 450 billion Kenya shillings.
So you say that the Aror Kimorel Dam, you recently said that you are going to complete it should you be elected president.
Yes.
Why did it fail?
I will. Yes, I will. It didn't fail. It was meant to fail. How come that the only projects that did not go through is Aror and Kimorel? All the others went through. That's number one. Number two, we have to be honest with ourselves. And that's why I am looking forward to the day somebody will step forward and actually tell the country how will the government of Kenya lose 20 billion shillings that was supposed to build Aror and Kimorel, and yet there is nothing on the ground. What was this? What was this sinister motive?
What you're alleging...
And you see, Kenyans will one day really marvel at what really happened in this Kimorel and Aror Dam. You will be shocked.
You said we didn't lose 7 billion shillings.
No, I'm just saying, eventually we will. I mean, if it is not sorted out. And that's why I'm saying, when I come into office, I will make sure that the money is not lost. And I will make sure that the impediment imposed on this project, we will provide the land. The contractor will build the dam, and we will move ahead. We'll make sure that we devolve it to counties. In my belief, the counties are better placed to run that fund than the national government. The Mobilization Fund, I think it was wrongly put under national government. It should go to the counties. Speaking for myself, I have made a commitment, and I know it's doable, to make sure the 2/3 gender rule is realized. And I have assembled a team of very competent constitutional lawyers to look at how we can have a framework in 90 days of our government, and within 1 year, make sure it is implemented. It is for the benefit of everybody. The fact that we do not have as many women leaders is actually a negative for us. There is something we are losing. The women leadership component that is not in our arithmetic is actually taking away from us. I believe that having women leaders would actually enrich our governance and our leadership as a nation. My competitor is not here because he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have an agenda. He cannot articulate anything to the people of Kenya. That's why he's not here. Secondly, my competitor is not here because he doesn't want to answer difficult questions. You know, he's been part of this administration, the handshake administration, for the last 5 years. KEMSA happened, and many other things happened. In fact, my competitor could not come here because he's not the real candidate. He's a project.
How much is enough?
Enough is enough. Accepting the outcome of the election includes going to court if you have an issue with the results. That's accepting the outcome of the election. Okay, you say my competitor has won. I have a doubt, and I will go to court. Ambayo inakuja. Na mimi nawaambia, serikali ya Kenya Kwanza itapunguza gharama ya maisha. Tutahakikisha kwamba watoto wetu milioni 5 wako na ajira. Tutahakikisha kwamba kila mmoja wetu anaweza kwenda hospitali na kuwe na bima ya afya, na tunaweza pia tutahakikisha kwamba kuna maji na watoto wetu wanasoma. Wale mabroka na makatel wasiwatishe. Mimi mumenipatia kiboko. Hawa watu nitawanyorosha. Nikiweka tu Biblia Tuesday chini, mimi na wao. Kama kuna mtu hapa, kama kuna mtu anajua
Cartel ni ndugu yako ama rafiki yako, fikishia yeye habari mapema.
Swala kubwa ambalo linalowakabili hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Rais ni tatizo hili la gharama ya juu ya maisha.
Mambo ya gharama ya maisha kupanda, dawa yake ni kuhakikisha kwamba tunazalisha chakula ya kutosha. Hiyo ndio dawa kamilifu. Leo kutoka average ya shilingi 230, unga sasa average yake ni karibu 190 shillings per 2 kilogram bag. Hatujafanya jambo kubwa zaidi. Sasa tukajiuliza kama ni 1% ama 2% ama 3% ama whatever. Si percent tu ni percent, sasa chakula yenyewe ni GMO tayari. Mimi kama kiongozi wa nchi siwezi kuhatarisha maisha ya wananchi walionichagua. Mimi mwenyewe nimekula chakula ya GMO. Mimi nimemea matiti. TVETs 70 ambayo hawana equipment tayari nimeagiza, na tunaongea na serikali ya Uchina na serikali ya Ujerumani to equip hiyo TVETs 70. Capital ya mwananchi wa kawaida pale sokoni shilingi 2,000 itampatia shilingi 1,000 kila siku ya kuishi maisha yake. Nataka nimzungumzie Mkenya mwenzangu. Wewe uko na nafasi ya kukopa pesa kwa 8% per year, 0.02% per day. Serikali tutahakikisha ya kwamba tunakuwa na officers. Nilienda juzi kule mahali tunafanya training ya wale special forces wa kukabiliana na hawa watu, na tumekubaliana tutaongeza the numbers ya special forces ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba kukitokea jambo tunaishughulikia vilivyo. Katika haya masehemu ambayo tayari bado tuko na changamoto, tumekubaliana pia ya kwamba tutaweka huko camp za GSU, tutaweka training center ya polisi, tutaweka training center ya jeshi. Tunataka kuoccupy the whole of that area and make it impossible for these crooked people terrorizing citizens. Nimeambia Wakenya kwamba ndani ya miezi 6 kuanzia mwezi huu tutakuwa tumedigitize all government services. So I have already instructed that we complete those transmission lines within the next 10 months so that we make sure that we bring down the cost of energy, because we will retire some of the thermal power that is causing this huge cost. Right? People believe Galana was a wrong thing or it failed. Galana did not fail. It was made to fail. Right? And I want to promise you, John and your team here and Kenyans, speaking to them directly, that we are going to make Galana work. And it's going to work beginning this February. We are going to plant maize in the first 10,000 acres. And we already have the mechanism to do it. In another 8 months, we are going to do the next 10,000 acres. And in the next 2 months, 3 months, I will be in Galana to launch the construction of the dam that will make it possible for the next 300,000 acres. It is possible for us to produce 10 million bags from Galana to seal the gap that we are currently going to import, just by making sure that it works. And for your information, it is going to work. The one thing that I had to do, which was the most important thing to do, is to put the brakes on appetite for debt. Actually going to borrow 300 billion less, because it is the right thing to do. We cannot continue to run our economy on the foundation of debt. We are going to bankrupt this country. We are going to digitize all government services in the next 6 months. In the next 6 months, every government service will be available online, digitally. And with it, every government service where tax is payable is going to be collectible online. That way, I can be able to broaden the tax base. I can be able to seal the leakages in the whole system. And watch this space. I intend to collect an extra 1 trillion shillings in the next 24 months and double our current collection by 2027. Will not default. That one I want to give you. We are not in that position that we are going to default as a country. We will not. And the people of Kenya can be assured that our country will not default on our obligations. That is number one. And the reason why we will not default is because we have already applied brakes on any more borrowing. Our borrowing is going to be limited to only what we must borrow. It is in my plan to make sure that SGR pays for itself. While I agree with you that processes are very good and we should do processes, but I think results are better. You know, is the Hustler Fund working? Have we disbursed money? Are real Kenyans today beneficiaries? Is that agenda moving forward? The processes are important. The results are also much more important. And I want to promise the people of Kenya, I will sort out this economy and make sure that it serves us for now and for the future. That is why I have also moved forward the completion of the Dongokundu, for example, a special economic zone where we are estimating to hire maybe 30, 40, 50,000 people. From being completed in 2028, I have pushed our development partners, JICA and all that group, to make sure that it is ready by 2025. Find that the people of Kenya are really energized asking, you know, about things about my administration. It's because the people of Kenya know me and they know what I am capable of doing. And they judge me by very high standards. You know, if it was just another guy, they wouldn't mind if he did one or two things right, because they would say, okay, maybe this guy anyway has tried. But for me, I have to do things at another level because they know what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, I think
the events of August 15th were horrible, you know, because even the military institution had been roped into the scheme to sabotage the will of the people of Kenya because of that state capture menace, right? If Chebukati were to tell you the kind of hell, yeah, if the day the story of August 15th will be told in Kenya, you will know why I am delaying. I want to promise you that that story will be told one day. This state capture will be done one day. We'll establish a commission one day. But I have made the ones that I think, for me, from where I sit, my desk, I want the issue of two-third gender sorted out for two reasons. Number one, I made a commitment to women of the Republic of Kenya. And number two, I found a challenge on the desk left by Uhuru Kenyatta on dissolution of parliament on account of failure to have two-thirds. I have an interest from where I sit as president. I have an interest in accountability. That's why I'm proposing that let us have ministers go to parliament to answer questions. I have an interest in accountability. That's why I want the leader of an office be created of the leader of the opposition.
You promised that there would be 50-50 gender representation in cabinet. You have 15 male CSs, 7 female CSs, you have 39 male PSs, and 12 female PSs. What happened?
That is why, part of the reason why I have appointed a gender advisor in my office, because I intend to pursue this thing beyond the appointments I have made in cabinet and in PSS.
I am pushing the agenda of two-third gender rule so that we can sort out and expand the space of women beyond the appointments we are